Welcome to Folklore African Mythos, your gateway to the vast and vibrant world of African mythology. Today we bring you a fascinating tale about two lovers, Netaram and Egudike. In the heart of Okoba village, nestled between dense forests and the rhythmic flow of the great river Njoba, lived a young woman whose beauty was unmatched. Her name was Netaram, and at 23, she had become the most desired woman in the village. With skin as smooth as freshly milled palm oil and eyes that sparkled like the stars in the moonlit Okoba sky, Netaram was not just beautiful, she was enchanting. Her beauty had caused whispers and murmurs through the village streets, with men from near and far hoping to claim her heart. But Netaram was not just a pretty face. She was intelligent, fierce, and mysterious. Many wondered why such a perfect woman would remain unmarried when dozens of suitors came knocking at her door every single day. From young warriors to wealthy traders and even elders with silver-streaked hair, they came. Yet Netaram turned them all away with nothing more than a gentle smile. What the villagers did not know was that Netaram harbored a secret. Hidden behind her captivating beauty and soft-spoken grace was a woman who desired not wealth or status, but true love, something rare in a village where marriage was often little more than a transaction. And unbeknownst to anyone, her heart had been quietly stolen by a man no one would have expected, Egudike, a humble 28-year-old farmer, known more for his strength and honesty than any riches or influence. Egudike was a man of the earth, with calloused hands and broad shoulders. He lived alone in a simple mud hut on the edge of the village, working tirelessly to till his land and grow yams that were the envy of the marketplace. Despite his modesty, there was something about him that had captivated Netaram from the moment she first saw him. Perhaps it was his quiet strength or the way he respected the land, treating it with the care and love she longed for in a partner. But the bond that grew between them was forged in secret, hidden from the prying eyes of the village. Their love blossomed quietly, like the wildflowers that grew along the edges of the forest. Every evening, after the sun dipped beneath the horizon, Netaram would sneak away to the outskirts of the village, where Egudike would be waiting.
Are you watching without subscribing?
In the safety of the forest shadows, they whispered dreams to each other, weaving plans of a future built on love and mutual respect. But they both knew that their love, once revealed, would shake the foundations of Okoba to its core. Rumors in small villages like Okoba had a way of spreading like wildfire. As time passed, the village's most observant tongues began to wag. "Why has Netaram not chosen a husband yet?" they whispered. Could she be hiding something? Some men, scorned by her rejections, began to spin tales of her coldness or worse, her arrogance. But none could understand the truth, for the bond she shared with Egudike was something far beyond the reach of their superficial desires. Things came to a head one market day when Chinedu, the richest man in the village, decided that he would make Netaram his wife by any means necessary. Chinedu was not used to hearing the word no. A wealthy palm oil merchant with several wives and countless concubines, he was powerful, feared, and unrelenting in his pursuit of what he wanted. And now, he had set his eyes on Netaram. He gathered the elders of the village and presented them with extravagant gifts, cloths, kegs of wine, and bags of cowries to secure their favor. Then, flanked by his most trusted friends, he marched to Netaram's family compound, ready to claim her hand in marriage. But when Chinedu arrived, Netaram was nowhere to be found. "Where is she?" Chinedu demanded, his eyes narrowing as he scanned the compound. Netaram's father, Chief Ozioma, a respected elder in the village, stood tall. "My daughter is not a commodity to be bought, Chinedu. She has a mind of her own, and she will marry when she finds a man worthy of her love." Chinedu's face twisted with fury. He had never been spoken to in such a manner, and worse, his humiliation had occurred in front of the very elders he had bribed. Seething, he swore that he would find Netaram and make her pay for rejecting him. It wasn't long before Chinedu's spies uncovered the truth. Word spread quickly that Netaram was seen slipping away in the evenings to meet Egudike by the riverbank. The scandal electrified the village. How could the most beautiful woman in Okoba, a woman courted by the wealthiest and most powerful men, fall in love with a mere farmer? Driven by jealousy and pride, Chinedu devised a plan to publicly disgrace Egudike and ruin any chance he had of marrying Netaram. He spread false rumors, claiming that Egudike had used dark magic to enchant her, for why else would a woman of her stature fall for a man so beneath her? On the night of the village's annual moon festival, Chinedu struck. With drums beating and the villagers gathered around the great bonfire, Chinedu stepped forward and demanded that Egudike be brought to trial before the council of elders. He accused Egudike of witchcraft, of casting a spell on Netaram to bind her to him. The crowd murmured in shock as Egudike was dragged before the elders. Netaram, who had been standing at the edge of the crowd, rushed forward to defend him. "This is madness," she cried. "There is no spell, no magic. I love Egudike of my own free will, and I will marry him." Her words shocked the crowd into silence. But instead of diffusing the situation, her public declaration only fueled the scandal. The elders demanded that Netaram prove her claim, for a woman of her beauty and standing could not be allowed to marry beneath her station so easily. Chinedu, with a sinister grin, proposed a challenge. Egudike would be made to fight for Netaram's hand. If he succeeded, the marriage would be allowed. But if he failed, Chinedu would take her as his wife. The challenge was set. The next morning, the village gathered at the foot of the sacred hill to witness the duel between Chinedu and Egudike. It was a battle of not only strength but honor, and the stakes could not have been higher. Egudike, though a humble farmer, was a man of great strength, honed by years of working the land. But Chinedu, though less strong, was cunning and skilled with a blade, having trained with the best warriors money could buy. The duel began under the watchful eyes of the village. Chinedu struck first, slashing through the air with his machete, aiming to end the fight quickly. But Egudike was nimble, dodging the blow with the precision of a man who had danced with the rhythm of the earth his whole life. The battle raged on, with both men trading blows, each strike more ferocious than the last. Blood was spilled, and the tension in the air grew thick as the villagers watched in suspense. But just when it seemed that Chinedu had the upper hand, with Egudike cornered against the sacred rock, something extraordinary happened. From the crowd, Netaram stepped forward and spoke, her voice calm and clear. "This fight is not just for my hand," she said. "It is for my heart, and my heart already belongs to Egudike. No battle, no contest, can change that." At her words, Egudike seemed to draw strength from an unseen source. With a roar, he pushed back against Chinedu, disarming him in one swift motion and sending him tumbling to the ground. The crowd erupted into cheers, for the humble farmer had won the duel, and with it, Netaram's hand in marriage. Chinedu, humiliated and defeated, left Okoba village in shame. His wealth and power had not been enough to win Netaram's heart, and the scandal that followed his fall from grace would be whispered about for generations. Netaram and Egudike were married in a simple but beautiful ceremony by the riverbank where they had first fallen in love. Their union became a symbol of true love, a love that could not be bought or manipulated, but one that grew from respect, honesty, and mutual admiration. Together, they built a life of happiness, far from the intrigue and scandal of the village. And though their story was whispered about in Okoba for many years to come, they remained unbothered, for they had each other, and that was all that mattered. In the years that followed, Netaram and Egudike's love story became legendary in Okoba village. It was a tale that mothers told their daughters and fathers shared with their sons, a reminder that true love could not be forced or bought, but only earned through patience, respect, and the courage to fight for what one truly believed in. And though many had tried to tear them apart, Netaram and Egudike proved that love, when it is real, can withstand even the greatest of scandals.